guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test account. The patch is up, which means we finally get the second non-awakened, non-dimensional, non-draconic hero of 2025, which of course is going to be our light bearer hero. It is Alvida. Now, interesting enough, now this is a tank and she is a debuffer. So let's run through these skills and abilities. Didn't look at them yet. I wanted to see exactly with you guys how effective this hero is going to be. And tanking is very unique because when you look at like a couple tanks, they die instantly. It's so sad to see that they have the tanking ability, yet they're just absolutely decimated in combat. But then you look at like Aethys and a couple other ones that tank incredibly well. So let's run through this. So the Sigil of Doom, at the start of battle, she uses a rope swing to swing into the enemy side of the battlefield and dealing damage. All right, so she's going straight into the enemy side. I'm really hoping the tanking ability is going to hold tight. So she fires a flare onto the sky, into the sky to sigil help from the pirate ship that bombards her location for 180%. And this is the active ability. So when she ults, the nearby enemies, increasing the damage enemies take by 25%. So pretty big increase right there. Even looking at level 2, 330 attack rating, but 40% increase to damage that they're going to be taking. And then activates Wraith form for 8 seconds. So we're going to have to see exactly what this Wraith form is with this hero. But overall, I don't like the fact that she's going literally right into the enemy side of combat. I don't know what kind of delay that's going to be, but we're going to have to see that. So Surging Wrath. So again, it has a passive ability. Normal attacks deal equal to 140% of the attack rating, and knocking the enemies in the air. For every enemy hit, she gains a stackable shield of 50% of the attack rating. Shield cannot exceed the 500% of the attack rating. So you're going to have to build up the attack rating in here to, again, get the viability of her survival. Normal attacks restore health, so she has her own heal. For every enemy hit, she gains a more powerful shield to 90% of the attack rating, stacking up to 900% of the attack rating. The normal attacks do a little bit more damage. Again, we need the defensive, we need the crowd control aspect in here. Maybe this knocking up is going to be enough of a difference to really have her survive. And then we look at the Lawless Creed. Now again, passive and active abilities in here. When she deals damage, she steals 50 energy from them every 2 seconds. Okay, that's pretty big when you think of PvP aspect. 50 energies, yeah, definitely pretty big. And then the active ability fires at an enemy hero, dealing 300% as attack rating, and then 75 energy from them. So again, we have a passive energy steal. We have an active energy steal. That again is going to be pretty interesting to see. If Wraith form is also active, she stops firing and instead wields the Undertow's Edge, which I'm assuming is her weapon, dealing damage to surrounding enemies, knocking them in the air, pulling them towards her, sort of like Nara, and forcefully stealing energy from enemy heroes. So I wonder, yeah, pulling them. So it seems like she is literally going to be pulling everyone together. Each time she activates Wraith form, the skill of the cooldown time is reset. The passive can be triggered every 1 second per enemy, and energy goes to 150. That is a lot of energy that she is going to be taking out of there. Then the final ability we have here is the Waning Tide. She enchants herself, increasing her normal attack damage by 45 for 10 seconds and activating Wraith form for 10 seconds. There we go. So this is the trigger of the Wraith form. All damage she takes will be considered health loss, and she cannot recover health from healing effects. Okay, so she is going to suffer health loss versus the straight up damage, and she cannot recover healing effects. Every 1 second while she's in Wraith form, enemies near her take damage equal to 65% of the healing she received while Wraith form was activated. Single strikes of this damage cannot exceed 450% of the attack rating. Wraith form can remain active for 20 seconds per battle. Minute and 30 battle, 20 seconds is pretty quick. Reactivating Wraith form when it's already active will increase the duration. Now, while activated, Wraith form will while deployed on the front line, another ally in the front line is also healed by 50% of the healing. She receives the recovery equal to 50% of the max health so again, she's going to have another heal right there. When Wraith form is active, the damage dealt to nearby enemies increased to 95% of the healing received, and enemies that take damage from the skill will deal 45% less damage. So there's going to be a damage reduction right there for 6 seconds. and she is going to do a lot more damage based on how much she was healed. Very unique dynamic with this. Let's look at, yep, the Undertow's Edge. So this is the weapon. So the Drowning uh, Covenant, while Wraith form is active, she taunts nearby enemies every 5 seconds. The taunt lasts for 3 seconds. Okay, so she has kind of an AoE taunt. Total duration limit goes to 45. Then it goes to 60. Now again, thinking we have a minute and a half battle, she is spending 60 of that time in Wraith form. So again, pretty interesting to see. While it's active, she is immune to control effects and her vitality is increased by 35 points. And then the plus 40 signature item. Wraith form will be activated for 10 seconds if she drops below 15% max health. This effect can be triggered once per battle and it's affected by Wraith form duration. Limit per battle does not add to it. So this 40 is going to be 10 seconds of Wraith form, which is just going to be kind of her version of a cheap death. Let's look at the furniture in here. While Wraith form is activated, she heals herself 65% of any health loss she suffers. Wow, so she has a pretty big heal. Then remember, the healing is going to be what causes damage to the enemies. Each time she accumulates health loss equal to 1% of the max health, all allies permanently deal 1% more damage. Max damage boost is up to 50%. Wow. As much as she is a debuffer, that is a pretty massive buff. Maximum damage boost goes to 50%. That she can do 9 of 9 furniture, going to be an absolute requirement on this hero. Let's look at what this looks like in combat, because that again is a very, very unique ability. How she works. All right, so she swings right in. Here she is in the enemy side, pulls everyone, taunts everyone. There's the sigil ship, and she is in Wraith form. You can see kind of that blue aura or that blue smoke around her, and she also does have the shield that's up. And yeah, they literally drop that bomb right on her, but it doesn't look like she's going out of that Wraith form. There it goes. So just dropped right there. And then she goes right back in it with that ultimate ability. Let's see her in combat here. Now, I want to try it by herself. I want to see when she swings in. So boom, she literally drops in while everyone else is entering. Yeah, and I mean, that was just straight crowd control, but that sigil, the Wraith form, I mean, energy's going up pretty well, but she's not able to get through the shield. She's immune to crowd control right now, and look at all of the energy that she is burning. So she has no HP, and the shielding is still keeping her alive. They can't kill her. Wow, she is still up. I know she's not doing a lot of damage to take them down, but they are not killing her either. Yeah, I mean, literally spending the entire battle with no hit points. Because again, the damage is triggered by healing. So if she got healing during this duration, wow. I mean, we have a whole team of 5, and look at her. She is healing. So finally she goes down. That was kind of crazy. That was a very, very long duration. So knowing that she's going to go right in, um, I'm kind of wondering, bringing everyone together, even like Emilion, to kind of crowd control, put everyone together, because she does, similar to like a Tamris or a couple other ones, she is going to taunt them together, which is pretty interesting. I mean, she pulls and literally just, she's already on the enemy side. Yeah, that is definitely interesting. When it comes, yes, 6 million, 3 million. Again, because it is based on the healing where she is putting out her damage. Wow, that's going to be pretty unique how she works. But all right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.